David Walker sat in the sterile doctor's office, his hands trembling as the physician's words echoed in his ears. Your arteries are narrowing, David. And your blood sugar levels, dangerously high. You're at risk of a heart attack. You have type 2 diabetes. If you don't change, you might not have long. The 56-year-old construction supervisor felt his chest tighten. He had built houses for decades, but now his own body was crumbling. The doctor prescribed more pills, but added, almost as an afterthought. Medication alone won't save you. Food, what you put on your plate, that's the real medicine. That night, David sat at his kitchen table staring at a plate of greasy takeout. His wife, Claire, pushed it aside gently. She placed a bowl in front of him instead, vibrant, colorful, alive. A rainbow salad, leafy greens, spinach, kale, cucumbers, tomatoes, red bell peppers, avocado slices, and a sprinkle of walnuts. On top was a hearty scoop of warm lentils simmered with turmeric, garlic, and onions. Just try it, Claire urged. One meal. What do you have to lose? David frowned. He had always mocked rabbit food. Burgers and fries were his comfort. Yet as he reluctantly forked a bite, the flavors surprised him, fresh, rich, satisfying. Something stirred inside him, not just the taste, but the thought, could this simple bowl be the start of healing? Week 1. The Awakening. Every evening, Claire made variations of the same meal, greens, beans, whole grains, vegetables, nuts, and seeds. Instead of soda, she offered water infused with lemon. Instead of fried chicken, she baked chickpea patties spiced with cumin. At first, David complained. His body craved sugar, salt, and fat. But after a few days, he noticed something shocking, his energy rose. He no longer dragged himself through the afternoons. One morning, after walking the dog, he realized he wasn't gasping for air. For years he had ignored the heavy breathing, blaming age. But now, with just a week of change, he felt lighter. Month 1. The results. Claire insisted he keep a food journal. David wrote down everything. Oatmeal with berries for breakfast, quinoa with roasted vegetables for lunch, black bean chili for dinner. At his 1-month checkup, the nurse raised her eyebrows. Mr. Walker, your blood pressure has dropped. Your fasting blood sugar is lower than it's been in years. The doctor reviewed the results and leaned back. What exactly have you been eating? David chuckled. Plants, doc, just plants. The physician smiled. That's the best prescription you've ever followed. The battle within. But change was never easy. One Friday, coworkers invited him to a barbecue. The smoky aroma of ribs and burgers tempted him. For a moment, he almost gave in. Then he remembered the fear in the doctor's eyes, the way Claire's hands had trembled when she heard the diagnosis. He thought of his grandchildren, 2 little boys who adored climbing onto his shoulders. He turned down the plate of ribs and instead piled corn on the cob, salad, and grilled veggies. To his surprise, he was full, satisfied, and proud. That night, he wrote in his journal, "Today I chose life." 6 months later, transformation. The scale told part of the story, he had lost 42 pounds. But the real miracle was inside. An angiogram showed his arteries had begun to clear. The inflammation in his body had decreased dramatically. His diabetes was reversing, his blood sugar levels now close to normal. The doctor was astonished. Mr. Walker, very few people turn around like this. You're proving what the research shows. Food can heal where pills cannot. David's eyes filled with tears. For years he had felt trapped in his own failing body. Now he felt reborn. The message. 1 evening, sitting on the porch with Claire, he held her hand. You saved me, he whispered. She shook her head. No, David, you saved yourself, by choosing that first bowl of greens and beans. From that day, he became an advocate. At church, he shared his story. At work, he brought extra containers of lentil stew to show his coworkers that healthy food wasn't punishment, it was power. He told everyone the same thing. The #1 best meal isn't magic. It's simple. A bowl filled with greens, beans, whole grains, colorful vegetables, nuts, and seeds. That one plate reversed my heart disease, lowered my sugar, and gave me back my life. 1 year later, a new legacy. On his 57th birthday, David ran, along the park trail with his grandsons. The boys laughed as he chased them, his heart strong, his breath steady. He paused by a bench, gazing at the sky. A year ago, he had faced death. Now, he embraced life. The healing plate had given him more than health. It had given him time to laugh, to love, to live fully. Closing reflection. David's story became a lesson for all who knew him. Heart disease can be fought not just with pills, but with plants. Type 2 diabetes can be reversed not by fear, but by food. And the number one best meal isn't found in a fancy restaurant, but in a simple kitchen, with ingredients nature provides. For David, it all began with a single bite of that rainbow bowl. And for anyone ready to heal, that first bite could be the beginning of a new life too.